I've been getting a little frustrated with my cheap little diode laser lately. It's done the job for me and I've done plenty of projects with it, but I've got projects coming up that need something a little bit better. And with the store growing, more throughput would be really handy. So when Xtool reached out about the F2 Ultra UV, the timing was pretty good. A quick caveat, Xtool sent this to me. I'll link the sponsorship policy below if you want to know what that means for how I cover it. It's also worth noting this is not a review. I just want to give you guys an idea of what it takes to get this tool up and running. Out of the box, everything's super well packed and very clearly labeled. The machine, the power supply, the touchscreen controller, and the little USB dongle that works like a safety interlock. Without the dongle, the laser doesn't work. I actually really appreciate that, especially if you've got kids around or share your workspace with someone you don't trust with lasers. The machine itself is a completely different philosophy to my old Creality Falcon. The laser assembly is on top in this self-contained unit, and your material sits on the bed below, and there's like an integrated hood to keep all the fumes contained and make sure stray reflections aren't much of a concern. It's a way more approachable setup for like a home office or shared space. Software-wise, you're using Xtool Studio. If you're coming from Lightburn like I was, it won't work. Xtool has sort of moved away from the open protocol connections with their F2 range, so Xtool Studio is your only option. That said, it's pretty good, works kind of similar to Lightburn. It's very intuitive, it's well laid out, and the material library is really helpful. There's community shared profiles that include photos of actual test results, so you can look at someone else's output and pick the settings that match what you're after, which is super useful so far. One small heads up on the installation process, the installer appeared to completely hang on my machine. I tried a few things, then gave up troubleshooting, went and made a coffee, came back, and it had finished just fine. It just takes a lot longer than the progress bar would suggest. Worth knowing so you don't waste 20 minutes troubleshooting things that weren't real problems. Xtool should probably address that little issue, but who knows, it may have been unique to my system. Before you do anything, the software walks you through a mandatory safety course. It's a slightly quirky animated video, but I really love this. Lasers are actually pretty dangerous. You can do some real damage to yourself very quickly if you're not aware of some of the dangers that come along with working with highly focused light. So it's nice to see Xtool taking this seriously. In saying that, they don't include any safety glasses with the machine, which seems interesting. The machine has automatic focus, which is really cool. It sounds like a minor thing, but I've been like manually fiddling with my focal height on the cheap laser for years now, so it's really nice to have and a big quality of life improvement. Now, once you got your laser set up, got the software installed, and have done the safety briefing, the software will ask you to complete one of their tutorial projects. This uses the included spring steel business cards that came with the material pack in the laser box and is a great way to sort of learn the basics. So while I complete the tutorial project in the background, I'm going to tell you about a few of the things that make this laser unique and why I asked Xtool for this particular model. So what is it? Where your typical diode laser throws heat at a material to slowly burn it away, this runs at 355 nanometers, which is what we call the ultraviolet spectrum. Instead of burning, it breaks molecular bonds directly, as Xtool says. They call it cold processing. The laser spot is somewhere between 8 and 15 times finer than a diode laser, and because there's no heat affected zone really, you get cleaner edges with a lot less charring. That makes it super interesting for engraving really heat-sensitive materials like 3D printed thermoplastics. And it can engrave inside glass. I'll cover a very little bit of that in a little while. Now, rather than moving the laser head around on a gantry like most desktop lasers, this uses a galvo system, a series of mirrors and lenses that steer the beam to the right spot almost instantaneously because there's very little moving mass. It's why these machines are so crazy fast at engraving. The trade-off is that it's not really excellent for cutting. It can do it, and I'll show you a little bit of that, but if cutting like large sheets of material is your primary use case, this probably isn't the right tool for you. It's really made for super high fidelity engraving. And the results from the tutorial really highlight this. It's actually super impressive how detailed the output from this laser can be. So what can it actually do? My first test was some cork sheet. I needed adhesive feet for the 3D printed presence sensing pot project that's just gone up on the stock pot. I used a community cork profile as a starting point, ran my own test pattern, and got it to work. One thing to understand about UV lasers is that cold processing doesn't mean zero heat, it just means a lot less heat. If you go slow at high enough power settings, you'll still get some char, especially if you're trying to cut things. I'm still dialing it in, but the community profile as a baseline made that process way faster. And the cameras make it nice and easy to make sure you're not wasting too much material. You can position your design actually on your material. My partner and I have been labeling our little ones' daycare bottles with Dymo labels that eventually give up after a few too many dishwasher cycles. So I pulled up a heat-proof glass community profile, I don't know, it looked right, positioned the design using the live camera view, which is awesome, and hit go. First try, I got sharp, permanent, dishwasher-safe labeling. Like most lasers for engraving on glass, you still need to make sure that you have a surface that the laser can actually hit. In my case, I just painted the bottom of the bottle with a paint pen, and then once it had finished engraving, wiped it off. I also had a go at engraving inside a glass block, which seems to be the feature the marketing department has latched onto for the F2 Ultra UV. There's a separate lens that comes in the box that you swap in, and the laser can focus at different depths beneath the surface of the glass, building up a 3D image layer by layer, not unlike how a 3D printer works. My results weren't great, but honestly, it's probably my fault. I didn't like the idea of using the one included glass block to do their tutorial, and instead tried to skip straight to engraving something I wanted in a glass block. I'm not super familiar with the process, so I probably set this up incorrectly. I've ordered some more of the specific glass that works with this process, and I'll give it another crack. But it's not really why I'm interested in this machine anyway. Which brings me to engraving 3D prints. This is the feature I'm most interested in for the stockpot. Our printed products on the store currently have no branding or information on them, which isn't ideal. I tested the stockpot logo on some dark colored PLA cartridges for one of our cartridge players, and it came up incredibly well. The UV laser lightens the surface on dark filaments, which looks really good and gives an extremely sharp finish. Way sharper than other methods I've seen, so I'll probably be using this quite a lot going forward. Honestly, I've barely scratched the surface of what you can do with this, so keep an eye out on the channel because you'll see it come around a lot. Next up, while looking for something else to try engraving, I thought it would be cool to try some metals. And the first thing I saw was my Casio, because why not? The laser handled the brushed stainless surface perfectly with a tiny little stockpot logo that is perfectly sharp. Really impressive. Next up, I was looking for something else to engrave and ended up in the kitchen where I found lasagna sheets. I engraved a lasagna icon on one sheet and the sheet music for That's Amore on another, solely because I thought Brit would find it kind of funny when she went to use them. A perfectly reasonable use of a UV laser. If you want to buy this laser to engrave on your own pasta sheets, I probably wouldn't recommend it without one of Xtool's air purifiers. They have sent me one, it hasn't arrived yet, so the smell is, let's say something else. But they promise that their air purifier will filter out almost all of these odors, so we'll see how that goes. So, first impressions, it's a really genuinely capable tool and a pretty big step up from what I'm used to with lasers. The autofocus, the material library, and the contained enclosure all adds up to something that feels a lot more pro than my entry-level setup. Like I said, I've barely scratched the surface with this thing, and I'm pretty new to lasers so I have a lot to learn. If you have any suggestions, let me know down in the comments below. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll catch you next time.